Hey man, I think they charged us, they took about 7,500 Kenya shillings. Yeah, they took about 7,500 Kenya shillings. So that in Tanzanian shillings is about 70K. No? Is it 7? No. It's what? Times 20? 140K. God damn. Hey ya! Niazi wase. So this week, as I said, we are in conjunction with JABA juice. JABA juice, as the name suggests, is made of JABA, like JABA. Bogoka. Wenye wanajua mnajua, mwache kujifanya mjui ni nini nasema. So you know those mamas that we meet at Milan, lakini weekend tunajua kwenye tunakutonga kwa Mama Fatuma. Guy, this fly will not let me prosper. Jesus. But then we meet kwa Mama Fatuma, iliki pale kidogo kidogo. Kajaba na dira. So now JABA juice have made that into a juice, and now there's JABA juice, the original, and then there is this new label. It's premium label. Basically, kama ingekuwa whiskey, ingekuwa kama 18-year-old ama 22. Unaona hawa watu wanakuaga na hizo miaka. Hizo pombe zinakunywa na politicians zinaweza katulipia rent. Those ones, it would be that one. So this is JABA Premium Dawa. Today I'm going to be mixing it with my beer. Makes for a very good chaser. And it's going to taste like shandy. I have tried it before, but you guys try it at home, eh? I will put the details for JABA juice down below. Get yourself a JABA. It comes in 5 different flavors. Manpole, we had to do a shift and come to a new place where the lighting is going to be constant for a little longer. Lakini now there's going to be a bit of traffic noise, but I'm hoping you can hear me loud and clear. Tuko sawa? Thank you. Hapo nimeka ni kama Abel Mutua, but you know, you need to know your heroes. Those are my motivational people, man, on this thing. Storytelling. And you know the one thing I like about Shona, Arwa and Abel is the fact that they tell, you know, stories that people don't tell, as in those 2 things that you'd probably be embarrassed. You know, like that Abel Mutua story where he spoke about his accident on Thika Road. You know, things that a bit you were childish, or the one that they got into a fight and the school bus got burnt. Yeah. You know, and Shonarwa anakuambia tu vile tuli kwa kutafuta tu wa baba. I love her. Those people. I remember ngoda ya neon na luminous. Shonarwa, I swear. I fucking hilarious. My 2 storytellers, female and male, those ones are the ones that I look out for at the moment. So bring it on. So yeah, guys, me and my girlfriends and a few dude friends, basically a group of 9 people. We're having a random party. You know, you bump into each other in a supermarket, these people are shopping for booze. You decide, party is where mimi nayo. Sisi all from TRM, we end up kahawa sukari or kahawa wendani. This one, after the barracks hapo chini, where there's the engine somewhere there. Sukari. Yeah, so we're in kahawa sukari, a random house party. I don't even know. You know, what had happened is a group of people that I had known from Nanyuki had bumped into each other and ended up drinking together. So when they were out replenishing on booze, we met. I got sucked into this party. So us guys are having these lit conversations, you know, because also Mary Jane was present. Yeah. And JABA in its natural form was present. Si unajua vile watu hujenga maploti. Mnajenga maploti mkibomoanga hapa hivi, mnajenga vile mnaweza kama mall, mnahesabu vile hapa hivi mnaweza kuwa mamilionea, and then mnazibomoa. somehow mnajiambia tu lakini gava yezi wa allow. Anyway, so we're having those conversations, and then somebody randomly says, you guys, what are you guys doing over, for the next 1 week? Because we were looking like we were going to be hanging out pretty much for the rest of this holiday that we had all mini started to vacate. Iyo we tulikuwa tumeleta kierere yetu kutoka our hometown, tumeleta kierere Nairobi. Sawa? So we are on our kamini vacay in Nairobi. Tumekuja kuvuta pollution kidogo before turudi Mount Kenya. So one of the ladies present had just bought her car. She had bought it from another person, so they had exchanged the logbooks, but she had not gotten the logbook in hard copy. It was still in her email, but she was driving the car. Hey, tumekaa, msee amesema asena si tuende TZ. Mmegoka, Mary Jane, na hapa hivi Kairase imetusaidia hapa, tunaona all dreams are valid, alafu unajua unajitingisha hivyo, unaona hata nilikuwa nimekuja kuhappy Nairobi, I can afford a road trip, kwani nini? So we do a tentative budget. Oh, how many kilometers? Hey, we are there Googling by the. I don't think there's a time I have Googled so much like I have on this road trip. By the way, listen. So we Google, first of all, distance, how much we compare this vehicle, how much it guzzles per kilometer. It wasn't a guzzler, but it was a good road trip vehicle. So we do a tentative budget, and then now we are 9 guys. So we decide we need another car. So one of the guys over there was getting their car the following day. It was coming down from Nanyuki or something. Yeah, I think the car was coming down from Nanyuki. The brother was driving it. I don't know the hesabu, but somehow that vehicle was coming from Nanyuki. It was coming down to Nairobi. We decide we are 9. A vehicle is coming down. Another vehicle is coming down from Nanyuki. We are all going to go on this road trip to TZ. But then, see, the usual with road trips. Somehow, man, when it comes down to the day, we don't know. But then, what happened was that we were no longer 9, we were 6. Mmoja alishinda akituambia nakuja tungekuwa mtu 7 kwa hii trip. Lakini wapi, dakika ya mwisho, kingotole, haku turn up. The 6 of us who are left on this road trip plan have decided, kufa makanga, kufa dereva, we are still going on this trip. Man, matatu ya Kiambu ime show off. We are still going to do this trip. So we decide, Nini, we are going to all get into this. We are all going to get into this one vehicle and go on this road trip. Sitko sawa, pasi zinakuanga gani? Basically, unaona hapo Roiro, eda na hiyo inaendaga airport. Hiyo. Tumeshika bypass. It was around, I think, 4 heading on 5. So on our way there, I remember, dang, we need yellow fever vaccines for this road trip. Mine was still attached to the passport from the last time I was there. So I think when I was just checking my documents, I asked, hey, by there, you guys, do you have yellow fever vaccines? Like, atikwa nini lazima? I'm like, yeah, that issue is a big deal at the Kenyan border. And right now, I don't think we are getting anybody, because even now, Nairobi, the people who would get to get us the shots, we're already now headed towards Mombasa Road. It was just going to be complicated. So I called a friend of mine who does tours, and I asked about, who had taken me on this first tour that I was. He was the organizer of that tour. Sorry if I keep turning away from the camera. I'm looking at Faith, and also avoiding the sun kidogo, Sitaki kupata ma wrinkles. I need to stay pretty. So yeah. He sorts us out with somebody. He advises us basically that we can still get the shots at the border at a certain price. I was like, cool beans. Everybody has that money. Everybody has that money. Of course you have that money. You have money to go on a whole trip. So for some reason, he just asks, so you're going to TZ? Yes. So how are you traveling? I'm like, hey, us guys are on self-drive. Mko self-drive. Na ni yellow vaccine tu inakusumbua. Mko na logbook. So all of us are like, what? Hey, you need a logbook for that vehicle to cross the border. Woi, Guy Fafa, Ati, we need the logbook. Gasheri, do you have the logbook? Of course, she does not have the logbook on her. As I said, this transaction had only figured a point where she has a scanned copy of the logbook and the car itself. So she was still waiting on the papers to be delivered. But she had been sent this thing on email. So she mentioned that she has it on email. So this guy says, well, if you get just anybody at the border, they're going to be a bit ish with you getting into the border. So he hooked us up with somebody else who basically was going to ease our entry into the border without being sumbuliwa. Basically, so you know the Kenyan style, colleagues calls a colleague. Sisi yao, TZ. Uzuri is that the car was legally my friends, so there was no problem. We did not feel like we were still in a car. Enyewe hiyo time I think kulikuwa na magari mingi zilikuwa zinaibiwa zinapelekwa. By the way zilikuwa zinapitishwa Tanzania border hiyo wakati. Zilikuwa mingi sana. So us guys proceed, but we had to stop in Kitengela and had a print. We printed out the copy that we had, the scanned copy that we had of the logbook. We did our due diligence with what we had. And then we fueled the car, got ourselves some snacks, and started on the road. So, thankfully, this guy, by the way, came through. This connect that we got in Namanga, that guy came through, we pitted the border, no qualms, no problem whatsoever. See, it was already, of course, it was late by the time we were getting to the border. So we stayed the night we crossed over into Tanzania, but we stayed the night in a budget hotel. I think it was like a G. At most, that hotel cost a G a person. Not a person, a room. At most, that hotel cost a G, or rather that accommodation cost a G. Basically, this is like traveling to Tanzania on a budget. So in the land of Magufuli, laws are not like Kenya. Asubuhi, tumeamka. Sisi yao, I am picking my face, Guy Fafa. Asubuhi tumeamka, we take our showers, nini, have our humble breakfast at the border. Set off, we are off to Arusha. Man, I have to say, man, the beauty that is that road. Okay, as in the hills, it was rolling hills and it had rained, so everything was green, everything was beautiful, as in, and it is just a lot of untouched land. It was beautiful. That trip was beautiful. But somewhere huku katikati ya untouched land, kuna wale watu wanavaanga uniform, yeah? The cops. Traffic in Tanzania is very different with Kenya, first of all. These people have like, they had like guns, I assume, speed guns on the road. And this is way before Kenya started doing this speed gun stuff, by the way. So they had this speed gun stuff. So you're captured and then the cops ahead simamisha you. Sisi tunaendesha kama wa Kenya. See, we are used to, road to the meadow. Unakanyaga, unaenda ukifeel breeze. We assume the way, so long as nobody's watching, you can kanyaga the way you want. I mean, yes, there's a sign with an animal over there jumping over a road, but we've not seen an animal in never since we got into this country, so nobody's paying attention. Sisi tumekanyaga, tukasimamishwa. It was like, the way there's AP camps. It was like an AP camp that was built somewhere near the road. Tukasimamishwa. First of all, even when we were being allowed through the Kenyan border, we were told we are excess. Our Kenyan friends at the border advised us that we are excess. So while we are enjoying this beautiful view, we stop over every time we see something nice. Stop! Selfie! Every time we say, stop! Selfie! We see rocks, we want to climb them, we want to say, tulikuwa tumejibamba kwa hiyo barabara. Kumenyoka tu hivi sasa tunaenda tukiona. It was just one constant view of the hills, man, for a long drive. And then when it's raining, so it is, it looks like the clouds are falling on the hills. And then it's all green and dark and beautiful all the way down. Ah, man, it was looking beautiful. That road trip was awesome. So we are stopped by the cops. Tukasomewa mashtaka. All the Tanzanian humility. I'm telling you guys, when they say, those guys say naomba with everything, those guys are that nice. Man, I can, the cops that I know speak like that to people are like 5, and even them will just be that nice for 30 seconds. It's like Kenyan cops just have a bad cop, good cop kind of thing. One time they're nice, the next time but these guys are big. They are reading you heavy bills because the fees that you have to pay, my friend, for breaking the laws. Yani, they even telling you, here's the book of charge and fine. Atubishani. So we pull our Kenyan self. My friend pulls to know do you know who I am? She pulls, do you know who I am? Where? Alafu kwanza ule kara walikuwa hapo walikuwa. Sorry to say, by the way, ladies, I don't care whether you say ati na watukana ama na wa embarrass. Tuambiane ukweli, us guys are bad when we on our cramps. So me or on our periods or something. This mama, I think, was on her periods because she was in her feelings. She just started talking rudely. And then the fact that we were Kenyan, I think kind of pissed her off even more. So she was kind of having a field day, making our life miserable. Yes, we don't have a first aid kit. Yes, sawa officer tunajua. Officer sawa. Tuko excess na mse moja sawa. Sawa officer tuna triangle. Okay, sawa tuna extinguisher. Okay, sawa. Basically we are breaking all. Hatukuwa na vitu basically. All we knew is that this car had gone for service and it was full charge, full tank fuels. Anyway, we have our car push and tag with these people. Now my friend is yelling, uko, nini, everybody's making phone calls. We are all now contemplating can we just turn around and just maybe drop off one person in Namanga. Even one guy decided, drop me off in Namanga. One guy just decided, just drop me off back in Namanga, and I'll drive back to Nairobi because this is heavy. It's gonna be tricky. But we decided hapana, we are sticking together and we are going for this road trip. Tuka negotiate after tumemaliza kupiga kelele, ilibidi we calm our tits. Hey man, we were humbled. You know, these people are they're not even talking to you. Man, tulionyeshwa ourselves. We saw a dark room. You're comparing with the hills that you see outside, you're thinking, guy fafa. Nione hizo milima alafu nilale cell. Ati I've just been breathing Tanzanian air for sijui how many minutes. Can't happen. It's sunset. For you who cannot see me, hear my voice. So anyway, we come to an agreement. Hey man, I think they charged us, they took about 7,500 Kenya shillings. Yeah, they took about 7,500 Kenya shillings. So that in Tanzanian shillings is about 70K. No? Is it 7? No. It's what? Times 20? 140K. God damn. Siku ile nitashika pesa inakaa hivi nitavuka boda niende nikakuwa millionaire TZ. Anyway. We pay our fines and then we continue enjoying but then it's still beautiful all the way. Paka, you can't kasirika, you can't even be mad for too long. So we continue taking our selfies on this trip, nini, kept speed limit for as long as we could remember. Saa zingine tulikuwa tunasahau we want more breeze. Madam anakanyaga pedal. But I think they just did not catch us every time. So we made it to Arusha. So when we made it to Arusha, man, Arusha now was raining. It had not been raining. It was in the middle of a rainy, bloody season. Guy, man, Arusha was just raining constantly. So we used to go out to get food. Tunaenda tunachukua chakula. And then maybe pick up booze because we had gotten a nice place. We got a plug who got us a nice place, a nice budget place. So this place was, we got bored. It started beating the purpose as to why we had come to TZ in the first place. Us guys were coming to have a good time. What we did not check was the weather in bloody Tanzania at the time. Who thought that? We had thought of everything else. Google would have given us that, but it is the one thing we did not Google. We were Googling locations, we were Googling clubs to go to. But it was fun. Uko, we hopped to a few clubs, nini. And then sasa, while we were in Arusha, in the nini of seeking thrill, my friend, one of the guys, says he has a friend in a place called Usa River. Sawa. So us guys are on this trip. We are partying on a budget. I mean, we are holidaying on a budget. So sisi yao tukaingia matatu, we dressed up, we went to Usa River. So our plan was we were going to go to Usa River, we meet this mama, and then this mama was going to show us a place where we would go party at. My friend, si wewe umeenda holiday Tanzania unaassume unaenda holiday mahali kuna jua. Ulikumbuka kubeba masweta ziko na joto? Haukukumbuka kubeba majaketi ziko heavy. Wacha tuende Usa River na matatu. Excitement the whole time. You know, that time it was Snapchat. Ilikuwa imeshika mbaya. We are Snapchatting everything. We have ears, we have flowers, we have eyes that are balling out like this. We had tongues that were sticking out like dogs. We were taking all sorts of nice things. Tunachocha watu huko kwa mitandao. Vile sasa tuko Tanzania. Tulikuwa on a budget trip, my friend, but let me tell you, it was fun. But this trip to Usa River, wewe mwenye ulinipeleka Usa River, wewe unajijua. Samili wewe ulisema unajua mse. Samili akasema ako na beshte Usa River. So we drove to Usa River. Alikuwa amepewa directions vile tutafika Usa River. Sema Royal stand up. We were stood up. We did not meet this person in Nusa River.